But it didn't get real till they slammed that door and they locked it. And I was like, hold on. Wow, this is really just, this is happening right now.
You like 3 months ago, I had 15 mil in the bank.
I was like, no, just a week ago.
A week?
Well, it was, it was all coming, but, and I still had all my bread.
Yeah.
First day in there, they kept coming to check on me to make sure I was
Because
right.
you suicide watch, because they say people.
Yeah, so they know it's my first time.
Yeah, you ain't.
Claustrophobic. They probably, I think they was peeking in on me, so like, the walls and everything. I mean, it's, you're just in a room, so, what I did, I took the covers and I just put them over my head. Cause like, yo, hold on, I feel like I'm about to go crazy for a minute.
Right.
And I guess until I settled down and they was like, all right, he all right. That's when they started to check on me. But every time they came to that door to check on me, I thought it was somebody coming to that door to say, all right, you know what? You learned your lesson.
Right.
Couple hours.
Right.
Somebody bailed you out. Somebody walked in. Or, like, yo. And then after like day 4 or 5, when I realized that
ain't nobody coming.
Ain't nobody coming. That's when I had to start just like letting all the emotions and tears come out.
Did you ever cry?
I cried for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, my wife said I cried for 2 weeks straight. I really cried after I got sentenced. Because I went into my sentence and not expecting to get 2 years.
Right.
You know what? This is about to be a chapter in my life that I'll never forget.
Right.
And hopefully one day I can just live to talk about it and laugh about it.
Right.
Like we doing now. It's not a serious matter. This is like, for the next generations to see as they watch this and be like, look, man, don't play with your career. Don't play with what God give you and the position He put you in. Never take that for granted. And I just wish I would have known better. If I'd have known better, I would have done better. I promise you.
Sheesh. If you're a part of the Centered Man family, I'm sure you've heard me say this before. No one is coming to save you. Mike Vick said something that most people never truly understand until life forces them to. When the prison door closed behind him, reality hit. Not the headlines, not the court dates, not the public criticism, reality. Because in that moment, there were no teammates, no agents, no fans. No family members who could change what was happening. And that's when one of life's hardest lessons becomes impossible to ignore. Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming to save you from your decisions. Nobody is coming to rescue you from the consequences you've created. And while that sounds harsh, it may be the most empowering truth you'll ever learn. Vic learned it when that prison door closed and wasn't opening for the next 2 years. Most people spend years living under an invisible assumption. They assume things will somehow work themselves out. They assume there's always more time, more chances, more opportunities, more forgiveness, more tomorrows. We delay difficult conversations, ignore warning signs, avoid responsibility. And deep down, we believe someone or something will eventually step in and make everything okay. But life doesn't operate that way. The bill eventually arrives. The opportunity eventually leaves. The relationship eventually breaks. The consequences eventually show up. And when they do, nobody can stand in your place. One of the most dangerous things about consequences is that they rarely arrive immediately. That's why people underestimate them. You can neglect your health for years before your body starts talking back. You can waste money for years before financial stress arrives. You can ignore your purpose for years before regret starts creeping in. Consequences are patient. They don't need your attention. They don't need your belief. They're coming whether you're ready or not. And because they move slowly, people convince themselves they're safe. Until one day they're standing in a reality they never thought would happen to them, not because they didn't know, but because they thought they had more time, or in Vic's case, he thought someone was coming. No one ever came. Every person experiences a moment when reality becomes unavoidable. A breakup, a layoff, a failed business, a health scare, a financial crisis. The details change. The lesson stays the same. It's the moment when excuses stop working. The moment when blame stops helping. The moment when you realize no one else can carry the weight for you. And as painful as those moments are, they often become turning points. Vic's turning point was accepting no one was coming. Because reality has a way of stripping away illusions. What's left is truth. And truth is where transformation begins. Vic's transformation began when he accepted no one was coming. The problem with waiting for rescue is that it keeps you from doing the one thing that actually changes your life. Assessment. Literally complete a self-inventory. Most people know they're unhappy. Most people know they're stuck. Most people know something isn't working, but very few people stop long enough to identify the actual problem. Instead, they focus on symptoms. They say they're tired, but the real issue is poor habits. They say they're broke, but the real issue is a lack of planning. They say they have no opportunities, but the real issue is they haven't developed valuable skills. You can't solve a problem you refuse to define. That's why the first step isn't motivation, it's honesty. Sit down and ask yourself, what exactly isn't working in my life? Where am I falling short? What keeps showing up as a recurring problem? What am I avoiding because I don't want to deal with it? Because the issue you're avoiding today will likely become the crisis you're dealing with tomorrow. Once you've identified the real problem, it's time to create a plan. For Vic, this came after the acceptance and release of emotion. He decided it was a bad chapter, not the end of his story. Not a dream, not a wish, not positive thinking. A plan. A goal without action is simply entertainment. Ask yourself, what outcome am I trying to create? What skills do I need? What habits need to change? What actions can I take this week? Then break it down into steps so small you can't avoid them. If your goal is better health, schedule the workouts. If your goal is financial stability, create the budget. If your goal is growth, schedule the learning. Stop saying you'll get to it someday. Put it on the calendar. Give it a deadline. Create accountability. Don't know where to start with a self-inventory? Google it, big or small. It's 2026. Literally, the world is in the palm of our hand. Use it and time wisely. Life changes when intentions become actions. It was said life is 10% of what happens and 90% of one's reactions. The only thing we control is ourselves. Remember that? Know that. The greatest tragedy isn't failure. The greatest tragedy is never discovering who you could have become. Most people underestimate themselves. They focus on their flaws, their mistakes, their setbacks, their limitations. But what if the person you're becoming is stronger than the person you are today? What if the discipline you're building today creates opportunities tomorrow? What if the confidence you're looking for is waiting on the other side of action? You have far more potential than your current circumstances suggest. But potential only reveals itself through effort. Obstacles will come. Similar to a video game, life has challenges that must be mastered before advancing to the next level. Nobody is coming to save you, but that's okay. Because you already possess the most important thing you'll ever need. The ability to think, the ability to adapt, the ability to solve problems, the ability to grow, and the ability to become the best version of yourself. Look at Michael Vick today. The question is, will you start today? Or will you keep waiting for someone else to do what only you can do? It is you versus you. Do it for you. Repeat after me. I am a centered man. I do not chase. I choose. If you made it this far, you're either a centered man or a centered man lover. Either way, we're family now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.